Hello friends, welcome to my channel QApedia and welcome to my blog qapedia.com. In this session, we are going to discuss what is software testing. And the topics that we are going to cover are software testing, what is software, how software is created, what is software testing, example of software testing, test cases and test scenario, test execution status, and summary of the session. Software testing. So if we want to know what is software testing, then we should know first what is software and what is testing. So let's understand both the concepts. And let's start with testing first. What is testing? Testing is a process to check if a product or a software is defect free. That means the product is a good quality product. Let's see it with an example. Let's say if you want to buy a plastic chair, then what will you check in that chair? You'll check the following things. Are you able to sit on the chair? Plastic is of good quality. Chair is strong and plastic is thick. There is no crack on the chair. These quality checks are nothing but testing. In simple words, we can say that checking the quality of a product is called testing. So, or we can say that checking if a product is defective or not is called testing. What is software? Software is some lines of codes, programs written in programming language is called software. Let's see some examples. Calculator application in our laptop, in desktop and mobile is an example of software application. WhatsApp is an example of software application. Microsoft Word is an example of software application. So these are some examples of software. Now, if we have to do software testing, then the software has to be developed or created. So we have to see how is it created. So how these softwares are created? These are created using some programming language. We write programs using programming language, any kind of program like addition of two numbers, subtraction of two numbers, or anything else. So when we write programs using programming language and then combine all the programs together in one single application, then that application is called software. For example, if we have to create calculator application, then we need to write program for addition, subtraction, multiplication, etc. Then we need to combine all these programs and create a software application that is calculator. Now, what is software testing? So as we have understood what is the software and what is testing, then we can simply say now that software testing is a process of checking the quality of a software. We make sure that software is defect free. In this process, we make sure that the software is defect free working software. Now let's understand how to do software testing. We have to understand this with an example of calculator software, example of software testing. So let's say we have to do software testing for calculator. So how do we do that? First of all, we must know the functionalities of the calculator. So it will be addition, subtraction, multiplication, etc. And then we have to prepare scenarios for that. Scenario 1 is testing addition functionality. Scenario 2 is testing the subtraction functionality. Scenario 3 is testing the multiplication functionality. And these scenarios are called test scenarios because we are doing testing in these scenarios. Okay. And once we are done with test scenarios, then we have to prepare test cases based on these test scenarios. Okay. Now let's see example of test cases and test scenarios. So let's see one scenario of addition. We can write some test cases for addition, that is add two numbers, add three numbers, add a positive and a negative number. Then we can see some test cases for subtraction. Subtract a small number from a big number, subtract a big number from a small number, subtract a positive and a negative number. Then we can see a scenario multiplication. For that, how many test cases? Multiply a positive and a negative number, multiply two positive numbers, then multiply two negative numbers. Now when we are done with writing test cases and test scenarios, we have to execute test cases. So that process is called test execution process. Okay. And in that process, we have something called expected result. And then we have one more thing, that is actual result. Okay. So if suppose while testing these scenarios or test cases, if we don't get the expected result, that means expected result and actual results are not same, then we say that test case is failed. But if suppose we get the expected result, that means expected result and actual results are same, then we say that test case is pass. So this fail and pass is called test execution status. Okay, this thing is called test execution status. Let's see it with an example. Now let's see the example of this test case. Add two numbers. We are using the test data as 4 and 2, and the expected result is 6. Actual is also 6. That means calculator is showing 6. So this test case is passed because actual and expected are same. Then add three number is one test case. We are adding three numbers 4, 2, 4, and our expected result is 10, and our actual is also 10. So both the numbers are same. Both the results are same, actual and expected. So test case is pass. Then we have a test case, add a positive and a negative number. So the positive number is 4 and negative number is -2. In this case, our expected result is 2 and actual result is 6. That means calculator is showing 6. So actual and expected are not same. So the test case is failed. Let's take a look at this test case. Subtract a small number from a big number. So the big number is 4 and small number is 2. When we do 4 minus 2, expected result is 2 and actual is also 2. So when expected and actual both are same, so the test case is pass. Now let's take a look at this test case. Subtract a big number from a small number. So our big number is 4 and small number is 4. So 2 minus 4, expected result is -2 and expected is also -2. So actual and expected both are same. So our test case is pass. And let's take a look at this test case. Subtract a positive and a negative number. The positive number is 4 and a negative number is -2. 4 minus -2. Our expected result for this is 6, but our calculator is showing 2. That means our actual result is 2. So expected and actual both are not same. So our test case is failed. So this is the way how do we do software testing or testing. Now that's it for the session. Now let's take a summary. Let's take a look at the summary of the session. That what are the topics that we have covered today. First topic that we have covered is what is software testing. So software testing is a process of checking the quality of a software. Next thing is what is test scenario. The test scenario is nothing but testing the functionality of a functionality of the software. Now what is test case? Then testing the functionality of a software is called, for that we write some test cases. Like if we have to test addition functionality, then we write some test case like test the addition of two numbers, testing the addition of three numbers, like this. And then test execution status. So test execution status is nothing. When we execute a test case, then our test case will be pass or fail based on the expected and actual result, and that is called test execution status. Now the question for the session today, for today's session is explain software testing process with the help of some example of some software application like WhatsApp application. So in this session we have covered our topic, we have covered our session with calculator application. Now you have to explain it with WhatsApp application, and you can explain it in comments section. So that's it for the session. Thank you very much. And if you want to take notes, if you want to see more about this session, you can go to this blog qapedia.com. What is software testing? Thank you very much, guys.